Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the International Seminar on Tourism, Travel, Hospitality, Trade, Environment, Health, Well-being, and Sustainable Development 2023, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 76 years of independence, India's G20 presidency, United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030, as part of awareness and campaigns, and also commemorating World Tourism Day in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Arts, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः.
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's sessions. The registration link for the international seminar has been shared in the chat box. Also, the seminar is being live streamed on YouTube. The live stream and recording link of the session has been shared in the chat box for your future reference. Feedback forms after each session will be shared in the form of Zoom polls. We request everyone to be active and submit your feedback forms, which is mandatory for getting e-certificates. If you have any queries, you can leave it. You can put your queries, clarifications, observations in chat box, and we will take it up after the sessions. So today, we are commemorating World Tourism Day. The overall disruption that COVID has created in all sectors, including tourism, and slowly all the sectors are recovering to pre-COVID stage. Tourism is very important and also very significant for not only just economy, for also various other aspects of development. Tourism employs 1 in every 10 people on earth. So 1 out of 10 people who are employed on the planet are in tourism industry. Such is a vast scope of tourism. And that's why tourism is very important. It plays a very significant role in economic development and also various aspects of development. Tourism in rural areas can particularly benefit traditionally disadvantaged groups, such as women, who make up 54% of the workforce in the tourism sector compared to 39% for the whole economy youth, and indigenous people. In emerging destinations, 50% of young people are unable to find work in tourism due to lack of opportunity, resources, or access to academic training. Investing in people, planet, and prosperity. The overall disruption in the tourism sector brought about COVID-19 provides an opportunity to redefine and recalibrate the direction and narratives of tourism investment for a more sustainable future for the people, the planet, and prosperity. The World Tourism Day and the United Nations World Tourism Organization under the theme Tourism and Green Investment, that is the theme for 2023, highlights the need for more and better targeted investments for the Sustainable Development Goals. The UN Roadmap for a Better World by 2030 now is the time for new and innovative solutions, not just traditional investments, and promote and underpin economic growth and productivity. The UN World Tourism Organization, in short known as UNWTO, has actively been promoting this event and contributes, and together let's all contribute to the tourism to promote tourism investment focused on achieving better world for the benefit of all. So how tourism should invest to contribute to sustainable development goals? The possibilities of strategic investment for the triple dimension are immense. The possibilities of strategic investment for the triple dimensions are immense for the people by investing in education and skills. Looking ahead, the global tourism workforce will require millions of hospitality graduates annually between now and 2030, and a further 8 lakh jobs a year will require specific vocational training. For these reasons, we need to invest in people as they are the foundation of tourism, so that all those wish to be part of the sector have the same opportunities to access quality tourism, maintaining tourism training anywhere in the world. For the planet, by investing in sustainable infrastructure and accelerating green transformation, looking into the future, the need to reduce emissions provide an investment opportunity for $24.7 trillion in the green building sector of emerging market cities by 2030, in which hotels, resorts, and restaurants account for $1.5 trillion. In addition, tourism faces a lot more investment opportunities related to new solutions and technologies to decarbonize the sector, as well as to ensure climate resilient infrastructure through adaptation in solutions. For prosperity, by investing in innovations, technology, and entrepreneurship, digitalization and innovation programs are a strategic priority to support particularly young people and women, which are critical to upskill the tourism sector's workforce. Moreover, the global need to increase investments in programs that support and incentivize entrepreneurship and generate opportunities for the innovation is highly needed in the form of tourism sector. In order to succeed, let's make the World Tourist Day a call to action to the international community, governments, multilateral financial institutions, development partners, and private sector investments to unite around a new tourism investment strategy. We can see a few case studies like after COVID, after successfully reclaiming her People's Territory in Quebrada de Humanica, northern Argentina, Celestina Ables turned to tourism to share and promote her indigenous culture. International Labour Organization entrepreneurship training during the COVID-19 pandemic helped her business to grow. With the title An Indigenous Entrepreneur in Tune with Mother Earth. We will watch a video on this in a short time. The World Tourism Organization, UNWTO, is a leading UN international agency in the field of tourism. Its mission is to promote tourism as a driver of economic growth, inclusive development, and environment sustainability, and offers leadership and support to the sector in advancing knowledge and tourism policies worldwide. We will see how they are working to cope up with the pandemic along with the business, tourism sector, and other agencies. More than 40 years celebrating this important economic sector, tourism is one of the world's most important economic sectors. It employs 1 in every 10 people on earth and provides livelihood to hundreds of millions and many more. For some countries, it can represent over 20% of their GDP. It allows people to experience some of the world's cultural and natural riches and bring people closer to each other, highlighting our common humanity. Tourism is an essential pillar of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and the commitment to our Sustainable Development Goals, especially Goal number 8, 12, and 14. It serves as a first entry point to the world of work, especially for women, youth, migrant workers, and rural populations in developing and least developed countries. Women represent a majority of the tourism sector workforce, while half of the workforce is under 25 years of age. Moreover, in many parts of the world, the protection of biodiversity and conservation rely heavily on tourism sector and revenue it generates. The constant growth of tourism sector during the last 6 decades reflects more progressive access to the tourism, thanks to the decline in the cost of transport and the worldwide growth of the middle classes, the recognition of the right to holidays in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and improved adoption of labor rights in many countries have also supported its development. The factors also serve as a backdrop for resilience shown by the tourism in recent years. The sector has experienced almost uninterrupted growth despite challenges such as global economic crisis and natural disasters. The many important contributions of tourism encouraged in the UN World Tourism Organization, in short known as UNWTO, to institute World Tourism Day in a meeting that took place in Spain, commencing the first celebration of the observation in the year 1980. This date was chosen to coincide with the important milestone in world tourism, the 10th anniversary of the adoption of the UNWTO statute on 27 September 1970. Afterwards, during its 70th session in 2015, the United Nations General Assembly designated 2017 as International Year of Sustainable Tourism for Development, Wide Resolution 70 of 193, in which it encouraged support for sustainable tourism as a means to promoting and accelerating sustainable development, especially poverty eradication. Let's look at the history of themes since its inception of over 40 years to understand how the themes has been set from the inception to recent present theme. For year 1980, the theme was tourism contribution to the preservation of cultural heritage and to peace and mutual understanding. For year 1981, tourism and quality of the life. For the year 1982, World Tourism Day, the theme is pride in travel, good guests and good hosts. For the year 1983, theme was travel and holidays are a right, but also a responsibility for all. Theme for 1984, tourism for international understanding, peace and cooperation. Theme for 1985, youth tourism, cultural and historical heritage for peace and friendship. Theme for 1986, tourism, a vital force for world peace. Theme for 1987, tourism for development. Theme for 1988, tourism education for all. Theme for 1989, the free movements of tourists create one world. Theme for 1990, tourism, an unrecognized industry, a service to be released. Theme 1991, communication, information, and education, power lines of tourism development. Theme for year 1992, tourism, a factor of growing social and economic solidarity and of encounter between people. Theme for 1993, tourism development and environmental protection towards a lasting harmony. Theme for 1994, quality staff, quality tourism. Theme for 1995, World Tourism Organization, serving world tourism for 20 years. Theme for 1996, tourism, a factor of tolerance and peace. Theme for 1997, tourism, a leading activity of the 21st century for job creation and environmental protection. Theme for 1999, tourism, preserving world heritage for the new millennium. Theme for year 2000, German technology and nature, two challenges for tourism at the dawn of the 21st century. Theme for 2001, Iran Islamic Republic, tourism, a tool for peace and dialogue among civilizations. Theme for 2002, Costa Rica, ecotourism, the key to sustainable development. Theme for 2003, Algeria, tourism, a driving force for poverty elevation, job creation, and social harmony. 2004, Malaysia, theme was sports and tourism, two living forces for mutual understanding, culture, and development of societies. Theme for 2005, Qatar, travel and transport from the imaginary of Jules Verne to the reality of the 21st century. Theme for 2006, every year, the United Nations designates special holidays to commemorate particular events or activities. September 27 is the day we celebrate phenomenon that is tourism. The tourism enriches. So for year 2007, which took place in Bentoja, Sri Lanka, under the theme Tourism Opens Doors for Women in support of UN's third Millennium Development Goal, promoting gender equality and women empowerment. Theme for 2008, tourism responding to the challenge of climate change, Theme for 2009, Ghana Tourism Celebrating Diversity. Theme for 2010, China Tourism and Biodiversity. Theme for 2012, Tourism and Sustainable Energy Powering Sustainable Development. As tourism, one of the world's largest economic sectors, has already taken important steps towards the future, improving energy efficiency and increasingly using renewable energy technologies in its operations. These steps are creating jobs, lifting people out of poverty, and helping to protect the planet. Theme for year 2013 was Tourism and Water, Protecting Our Common Future, in support of the United Nations International Year of Water Cooperation. World Tourism Day 2013 was held under the theme of Tourism and Water, Protecting Our Common Future. 2014, the theme was Tourism and Community Development, focusing on the ability of tourism to empower people and provide them with skills to achieve change in their local communities. Theme for year 2015, 1 billion tourists, 1 billion opportunities. Theme for 2016, promoting universal accessibility. Accessible tourism for all is about the creation of environment that can cater for the needs of all of us, whether we are traveling or staying at home. Maybe due to disability, even temporary families with small children, or ages in population at some point in our lives, sooner or later, we all benefit of universal accessibility in tourism. Theme for year 2017, International Year of Sustainable Tourism for the Development. UN General Assembly affirmed when announcing the adoption of 2017 as the International Year for Sustainable Tourism for Development. Tourism can contribute to the three dimensions of sustainable development: economic, social, and environment. Theme for 2018, Harnessing Sustainability, a Digital Transformation in Tourism. Harnessing innovation and digital advances provides tourism with opportunities to improve inclusiveness, local community empowerment, and efficient resource management, amongst other objectives within the wider Sustainable Development Agenda. The theme for 2019, Tourism and Jobs, a Better Future for All. Tourism is a major source of employment because of its labor-intensive nature and the significant multiplier effect on employment in related sectors. It is estimated that one job in core tourism sector creates about 1.5 additional or indirect jobs in tourism-related economy. Overall, the theme for 2020 was Tourism and Rural Development, celebrates unique sectors, unique ability to drive economic development and provide opportunities outside of big cities, including those communities that would otherwise be left behind. Also highlights the importance of tourism plays in preserving and promoting culture and World Tourism Day 2020 also highlights the important role tourism plays in preserving and promoting culture and heritage all around the world. Theme for 2021 was Tourism for Inclusive Growth. The COVID-19 pandemic has had a massive social and economic impact. Both developed and developing economies have been hit, and marginalized group and the most vulnerable have been hit hardest of all. The restart of tourism will help kickstart So the theme for 2021 was Tourism for Inclusive Growth. The COVID-19 pandemic has a massive social and economic impact. Both developed and developing economies have been hit, and the marginalized groups are the most vulnerable, have been hit hardest of all. The restart of tourism will help kickstart recovery and growth. It is essential that the benefits will bring are enjoyed widely and fairly. The theme for 2022 was Rethinking Tourism. As the sector's recovery goes underway and building on precedent political and public recognition for the sector, UNTW The theme for 2022 was Rethinking Tourism. This means putting people and planet first and bringing everyone from governments and business to local communities together around a shared vision for more sustainable, inclusive, and resilient sector. Theme for 2023, UNWTO, United Nations World Tourism Organizers, highlights the need for more better targeted investments for people, for planet, and for prosperity. Now it is the time for new and innovation solutions, not just traditional investments, and promote, and underpin economic growth and productivity. So it was at its third session in Spain, September 1979, that the UNWTO General Assembly decided to institute World Tourism Day, commencing in the year 1980. The day was chosen to coincide with an important milestone in the world tourism, the anniversary and the adoption of UNWTO statutes on 27 September 1970. The timing of the World Tourism Day is particularly appropriate in that it comes end of the high season to the Northern Hemisphere and beginning of the season in Southern Hemisphere. For World Tourism Day has been held on 27th each year since 1980, and the day marks the anniversary of the adoption of the statute of Let's look the journey of tourism for SDGs. So SDG 1, no poverty. As one of the largest and fastest growing economic sectors in the world, tourism is well positioned to foster economic growth and development at all levels and provide nature through job creation. Sustainable tourism dependent, as it's almost at community level, can be linked with national poverty reduction goals. Those related to promoting entrepreneurship and small businesses and empowering the less favored groups, particularly youth and women. Sustainable Development Goal 2, Zero Hunger. Tourism can spur sustainable agriculture by promoting the production and supplies to the hotels. Agrotourism can generate additional income while enhancing the value of tourism experience. Sustainable Development Goal 3, good health and well-being. Tax income generated from tourism can be reinvested in healthcare and services, improving maternal health, reduce child mortality, prevent diseases, and visitors' fees collected in them protect areas as well as contribute to health services. So tourism for sustainable development goals is for everyone, whether you are a company, organization, whether you are a traveler, whether you are a public body or international organization or academia or CSO or a donor. Get involved. Celebrated in 194 countries, 272 initiatives, 95 stories, 110 events, 32 educational training programs, 74 company CSR programs, 64 research projects, and 40 COVID-19 recovery. SDG 4, quality education. Tourism has the potential to promote inclusiveness, A skillful workforce is crucial for tourism. To prosper, the tourism sector provides opportunities for direct and indirect jobs for youth, women, and those. Sustainable Development Goal 5, Gender Equality, tourism can empower women particularly through provision of direct jobs and income generation from SMEs in tourism and hospitality-related enterprises. Tourism can be a tool for the women to become fully engaged and lead in every aspect of the society. SDG 6, Clean Water and Sanitation. Tourism investment requires for providing utilities can play a critical role in achieving water access and security, as well as the hygiene and sanitation for all. The efficient use of water in tourism, pollution control, and technology efficiency can be a skill key to safeguarding for our SDG 7, affordable clean energy. As a sector which is energy intensive, tourism can accelerate the shift between or towards increased renewable energy shares in global energy mix by promoting investments in clean energy sources. Tourism can help to reduce greenhouse gases, mitigate SDG 7, affordable and clean energy. As a sector which is energy intensive, tourism can accelerate the shift towards increased renewable energy shares in global energy mix. By promoting investments in a clean energy sources, tourism can help to reduce greenhouse gases, mitigate climate change, and contribute to the access of energy for all. SDG 8, decent work and economic growth. Tourism as a service trade is one of the top 4 export earners globally, currently providing 1 in 10 jobs worldwide. Decent work opportunities SDG 9, industry innovation and infrastructure. Tourism development relies on good public and private infrastructure. The sector can influence public policy for infrastructure, upgrade and retrofit, making them more sustainable, innovative, and resources in all. Sustainable Development Goal 9, Industry and Innovation and Infrastructure. Tourism relies on good public and private infrastructure. The sector can influence public policy for infrastructure, upgrade and retrofit, making them more sustainable, innovative and resource efficient and moving towards low carbon growth, thus attracting tourists and other sources of foreign investment. SDG 10, reduced inequalities. Tourism can be a powerful tool for reducing inequalities if it engages local populations and all key stakeholders in its development team. SDG 11, sustainable cities and communities. Tourism can advance urban infrastructure and accessibility, promote regeneration, and preserve culture and natural heritage assets on which tourism depends. Investment in green infrastructure, more efficient transport, reduced air pollution should result in smarter and greener cities for not only residents but also for tourists. SDG 12, responsible consumption and protection. The tourism sector needs to adopt sustainable consumption and production SCP modes, accelerating that the Sustainable Development 12, responsible consumption and production. The tourism sector needs to adopt sustainable consumption and production modes, accelerating the shift towards sustainability. Tools to monitor sustainable development impacts for tourism, including for energy, water waste, biodiversity, and job creation, and will result in enhanced economic, social, and environmental outcomes. Sustainable Development Goal 13, climate action. Tourism contributes to its affected by the climate action. Tourism can take stakeholders. SDG 13, climate action. Tourism contributes to and is affected by the climate change. Tourism stakeholders should play a leading role in the global response to the climate change by reducing its carbon footprint. In the transport and accommodation sector, tourism can be benefit from low carbon engine and help SDG 14, life below water, coastal and maritime tourism rely on healthy marine ecosystems. Tourism develops with the thrust of 18 SDG 15, the theme Life on End, rich biodiversity and national heritage are often the main reasons why tourists visit this destination. Tourism can play a major role if sustainably managed. In fragile zones, not only in conserving and protecting that biodiversity, but also greenery, generating revenue or attendance of livelihood would be local communities. Finally, SDG 16, peace and strong institutions. As tourism revolves around billions of encounters between people of diverse cultural backgrounds, the sectorial that can foster multicultural and interfaith experience and broadening understanding, laying the foundation of more peaceful societies. Tourism, which benefits and engages local communities, can also consolidate peace in post-conflict societies. ICAO ICAO, a United Nations specialized agency uniting aviation, established to help countries share their skies to the mutual benefit. ICAO assists the 193 contracting states to the Chicago Convention as they cooperate to adopt standards, practices, and policies for international civilian flight industry and civil society groups. In addition to relevant multilateral organizations, contribute importantly to these ICAO outcomes as invited organizations. The ICAO Secretariat is funded and directed by states to provide technical, legal, and administrative support for their air transport cooperation. It also develops programs, guidance materials, and closely integrated auditing, training, and implementation support initiatives to help countries benefit and prosper from their improved compliance with global norms. The result of these combined multilateral effects by states and ICAO is a worldwide alignment of the air regulations and procedures and truly global aviation network to connect to unite the world, which promotes tourism and civil aviation industry. Let's watch few videos, then we'll move on.
Dear friends, it's a true pleasure to greet you on this World Tourism Day. This is a chance to reflect on the importance of our sector. Tourism is a pillar of our economies. It plays a central role in our societies and in our individual lives. And it offers solutions to some of our biggest challenges, including the climate emergency and the urgent need to shift to more sustainable economies. The power of tourism is enormous, but it's not a force that can be taken for granted. Instead, it must be supported above all with investment. This World Tourism Day will recognize the theme of tourism and green investments. The theme could not be more timely. 2023 was the hottest year on record, and extreme weather events like heat waves could become the new normal. Tourism needs to adapt. For this, we need to rethink how our sector is financed. We need to make it easier for investors of all kinds to support tourist projects with the potential to make a difference. Looking further ahead, we need investments that can empower tourism to build a better and fairer future for all. Once again, I wish you all a peaceful and inspiring World Tourism Day.
आज ऐसा मान लो कि कई ऐसे शहर हो, चमचमाते जगमगाते, नए भारत के नए हीरे आवाज दे सबको बुलाते, चमचमाते जगमगाते। आप भी जाओ, आप भी जाओ, आप आओ, तुम भी आओ, आप भी जाओ, आप भी जाओ।
और हर एक शहर में हो दर्जनों चीजें कमाल।
लोग खाएं, लोग देखें, लोग आए, लोग जाएं,
कोई लोकल, कोई फॉरेन,
ये भी आए, वो भी आए।
इस तरह दुनिया में बंधु
अपना हम भारत दिखाएं, अपना हम भारत दिखाएं।
भारत के शहरों, नगरों और गांव में रचे बसे सैकड़ों एहसासों का दरवाजा है इनक्रेडिबल इंडिया, जहां से जब आप अंदर आएंगे तो आपको मिलेंगी भारत के रंगों में सराबोर बहुत सारी नई देखने लायक इनक्रेडिबल चीजें, इनक्रेडिबल कहानियां, हमारी कहानियां, हमारा खाना, हमारा गाना, हमारी कला, हमारी परंपरा, कहीं वाइल्ड लाइफ, कहीं स्पिरिचुअलिटी, इधर हिमालय, उधर एडवेंचर, यहाँ इंस्पिरेशन, वहाँ इनोवेशन, वो सब जो हम खुद देखना चाहेंगे और पूरी दुनिया को दिखाना चाहेंगे।
आप भी जाओ, आप भी जाओ, आप आओ, तुम भी आओ।
क्योंकि जितना इनक्रेडिबल इंडिया, उतने इनक्रेडिबल हमारे शहर, हमारे गांव और उतनी ही इनक्रेडिबल इनमें देखने लायक चीजें।
आप भी जाओ, आप भी जाओ, आप आओ, तुम भी आओ।
तो आइए मिलकर दुनिया को भारत घुमाते हैं और अपने देश को दुनिया तक पहुंचाते हैं। Let's make India the tourism capital of the world and invite all our friends to visit India in 2023.
आप भी जाओ, आप भी जाओ, आप आओ, तुम भी आओ।
Share this video with your welcome to My Incredible India message and tag at least 3 friends.
Incredible.
The whole experience of the moon and them singing and the men holding the torches, it's beautiful.
Whole trip, it's just been so relaxing in a sense because I actually cannot wait to learn more from your culture, just to know you well, just to like experience some more and more and more and explore all this really incredible India.
It was magical. It was like going back to childhood and dreaming about going on the old steam railway line, and today my dream is fulfilled.
It was so great to be in an actual World Heritage Site, riding it. You usually visit them or you look at them, or you admire them, but this is actually participate with it. So that for me was very exciting.
I enjoyed watching, the normal daily lives of the people. So as they wave to us and they go about the daily routines, I think that is what we are interested in. The very authentic kind of experiences that we can get just only here in Darjeeling and nowhere else.
Incredible India.
We're ready to welcome you.
Incredible India.
देखो 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 मैं कौन हूँ, पूरी धरती पे नोन हूँ, चलते सारे झुंड में बट मैं चलता अलोन हूँ। सबकी आंखें मुझ पे हैं, इस पिक्चर का हूँ स्टार मैं, दिल सबके रुक जाते हैं जब मारूं दहाड़ मैं। जंगल की पहचान हिंदुस्तान की हूँ शान मैं, रोंगटे कर दूं खड़े चलता जब सीना तान मैं। आता जैसे नो वार्निंग हूँ थोड़ा अलार्मिंग, सब करते वेट मेरा रात से लेके मॉर्निंग। देख ले मुझको खींच ले फोटो, सांस ले खुली हवा में न सोचो, ये मौका सही है ये टाइम है राइट।
टाइगर सबको करता इनवाइट।
देखो 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 मैं कौन हूँ, पूरी धरती पे नोन हूँ।
तो फिर कब मिलने आ रहे हो जंगल के राजा से? टाइगर सबको करता इनवाइट, देखो अपना देश।
Here lies the path to 4 heavenly abodes. A journey through serene, humbling mountain pathways. And you will find yourself at the origins of the 2 great Indian rivers and protectors of life. And at the origins of faith itself, you will find yourself reflecting on the near past and contemplating the near future. A journey like this is not just one of 1,000 steps, but also of 1,000 stories. Stories of all those who have walked through here since one can remember. Stories of myth and reality alike. Come, accompany the wave of humanity in the pilgrimage of the Char Dhams. The pilgrimage to heaven. Incredible India, where stories come from.
Namaste, welcome, vanakkam, swagatam, and so many other ways that we every Saturday, 11 a.m.
Indian culture is a galaxy of diverse conventions. Flora and fauna. Rituals. Cuisines. Costumes. Artwork, handicrafts, music, dance, the magic of cinema, festivals, folklore, Indian culture, a celebration of diversity.
Incredible India.
India, a confluence of Vedic traditions. Vishwaguru, teacher to the world, keeper of centuries-old heritage, land of ancient empires. Divine architecture. The most sacred shrines. Artistry led by scientific thinking. Age-old rituals enlightening the modern minds. History walking through walled cities, time-tested forts, larger-than-life palaces, recreating yesterday for a proud tomorrow.
Incredible India.
There is so much to explore across the world. Every part, every nook of the corner of the nation. Even if we spend entire life traveling, there is still a lot left which we will not be able to cover. So tourism plays such a very important role, not only in economy, but overall development and also health, well-being of individuals, nation, and also the planet. So we have to ensure that this development industry is sustainable in the context of climate change. The Glasgow Declaration on Climate Change or Climate Action in Tourism is a catalyst for increased urgency about the need to accelerate climate action in tourism to secure strong commitments to support the goals to halve emissions over the next decade and reach net zero emissions as soon as possible before 2050. Over 450 organizations have become signatories of the Glasgow Declaration on Climate Action in Tourism to accelerate climate action. By becoming signatories, organizations agree to implement the commitments detailed in the Glasgow Declaration, notably support the global commitment to half emissions by 2030 and reach net zero as soon as possible before 2050, deliver climate action plans within 12 months from becoming a signatory or updating existing plans and implementing them, align plans with 5 pathways of the declaration, measure, decarbonize, regenerate, collaborate, finance to accelerate and coordinate climate action in tourism, report publicly on an annual basis of progress against interim and long-term targets as well as on actions being taken, work in collaborative spirit, sharing good practices and solutions, and disseminating information to encourage additional organizations to become signatories and support one another to reach targets as quickly as possible. Everyone in the tourism sector has a role to play in accelerating climate action, and therefore all tourism stakeholders, legal entities can become signatories of the Glasgow Declaration. Destinations, national and local governments, business, accommodation providers, tour operators, suppliers, etc., and supporting organizations, NGOs, business associations, academia, etc., can become signatories of the initiative. So the Glasgow Declaration on Climate Action in Tourism defines a clear and consistent sector-wide message and approach on climate action in the coming decade. The initiative supports its signatories by sharing knowledge and resources to better implement the commitments, fostering the supporting the work at destination level to develop and implement climate change actions, tracking and disclosing progress, implementing commitments, and providing international recognition and visibility.
We are catalyzing change. We are trying with the Plastic Initiative, with UNEP and MacArthur Foundation, to actually grow the number of committed companies, but as well countries. We have about 162 companies and one country that just signed the commitment to the Plastic Initiative. OECD estimates that plastic pollution represents 3.4% of total emissions. So we have a long way to go. We need to measure in a coherent way, in a way that we can compare as well across industries, because industries are polluting, and individuals, of course, but not as massively as industries.
Well, in order to combat plastic pollution, we are rethinking entirely the model of the games, particularly to reduce the need for plastic, to do more with less. Also to do better by thinking the consumption of the goods that we will need for the games, and then do for longer, by securing a second life for everything that we will be needing.
That if we want change, especially in the area of plastics and especially in the circular economy for plastics, we need an industry engagement. We need to bring industry along. Industry is key to find the alternative. Industry is key to identify the solutions that are required. It would be naive to think that without industry we can solve an industrial problem.
It's key to discuss together, because sometimes on the market you can reduce packaging, you can create a reuse system, but if you are alone, you won't succeed. It's not possible anymore. What we need today is to have the same level playing field for all the retailers and for all the goods sector in the world. So you can imagine, if we've got all the same rules, we will transform the market. And transforming the market, it's key today.
And you have to know that we increase ourselves. Because of removing plastic bags, we increase ourselves. And that is the difference. And it makes sense. It shows that if you got the consumer with you, you can transform the market.
I think we are going to transform the market if we've got the consumer with us. And for the consumer, it must be convenient, it must be cheaper, it must be super simple. And I will say it must be funny. Because when you are consuming in a store, you want to have fun. So it must be funny. The circular economy, if it's funny and cheaper, we will succeed.
I think what is important is to achieve a global agreement on plastic pollution. That is going to be a very powerful message to all citizens, and that's what we need to try all to achieve. And then, of course, later on, we will work on the details.
It has to be with the power of the people, it has to be with laws, it has to be with the power of government as well, and bringing the private sectors, big companies into finding with technology, the solutions that can really bring a better life for everyone. Thinking about also a way of creating a policy with a human rights perspective, the inclusion, and as Pastor said, leaving no one behind. And that's why it's so important to share these places, to talk about this, discuss, and learn from others.
We need that sort of network because it brings together a host of partners, be it from the public sector, private sector, non-for-profit. It brings them together and it forces them, in a good way though, to find concrete solutions, and most importantly to also find ways of implementing them, rolling them out at scale as fast as possible. That's why we need more of it.
Our human health and well-being depend on nature and its biodiversity, the variety of life on Earth. However, biodiversity is threatened by our unsustainable consumption. Natural resources are overused to meet our demands, and biodiverse landscapes worldwide get destroyed for new mines or plantations. 23% of the world's land area is degraded to the extent that its productivity has notably declined. To stop biodiversity loss, we must change the way we produce and consume. To tackle this problem, we need actions on all levels. Governments must set ambitious targets and effective regulations. Businesses must increase transparency along their supply chains and source sustainably, and consumers should look for more biodiversity-friendly products. All our activities have an impact on biodiversity. How we live at home, what we eat, how we travel, which clothes we buy. Let's take a closer look. Cotton accounts for about 30% of all textile fibre consumption. The main biodiversity impacts occur directly on the field. Groundwater depletion, pollution and loss of fertile soils are the result of high input of agrochemicals and large-scale irrigation. The processing of new clothes requires around 8,000 different chemicals, which contaminate lakes, rivers, and other freshwater sources. We can make a difference through how we choose and use our clothes. For example, reuse, repair, and take care of products. Don't buy what you don't need. Look out for labels that certify nature-friendly production. Buy consciously to protect biodiversity. Consumers can have a great impact through their behaviour, and politicians and entrepreneurs must become active too. Together, we'll make a difference for nature. Join the movement.
investing in prosperity, investing in people, investing in planet, supporting tourism, green transition, investing in prosperity, fostering innovation and entrepreneurship. This World Tourism Day United Nations World Tourism Organization has identified investments as one of the key priorities for tourism recovery and future growth and development. For World Tourism Day 2023, UNWTO highlights the need for more and better targeted investments for people, for planet, and for prosperity. Now it's time for new and innovative solutions, not just traditional investments, and promote underpin economic growth and productivity. World Tourism Day 2023 will be a call to action to the international community, governments, multilateral financial institutions, developmental partners, and private sector investors to unite around a new tourism investment strategy. Without adequate and properly targeted investments, plan to transform tourism will fail to get off the ground. UNWTO has made investment a priority, filling the funding gaps to build a more sustainable and resilient sector that works for everyone. When we look at the statistics, international tourist arrivals percentage of 2019 levels recorded in Q1 2023. Middle East has recovered 100%, Europe has recovered 90%, Africa has recovered 88%, Americans have recovered 86%, entire world 80% was recovered, but Asia Pacific is lacking and has recovered just 54% of international tourists. Global tourism is on track to return to pre-pandemic levels by end of year by investing in people and projects making a difference. There is no time to waste. Let us rethink and reinvest tourism and together deliver a more sustainable, prosperous, and resilient future for all. As an United Nations agency responsible for the promotion of responsible, sustainable, and universally accessible tourism, World Tourism Organizations, UNWTO, as a leading international organization in the field of tourism, UNWTO promotes tourism as a driver of economic growth, inclusive development, and environmental sustainability, and offers leadership and a support to the sector in advancing knowledge and tourism policies worldwide. Its priorities include mainstreaming tourism in global agenda, advocating the value of tourism as a driver of socio-economic growth and development, its inclusion as a priority in national international policies, and need to create a level playing field for the sector to develop and prosper, promoting sustainable tourism development, supporting sustainable tourism policies and practices, policies which make optimal use of environment resources, respect the socio-cultural authenticity of host communities, and provide socio-economic benefits for all, fostering knowledge, education, and capacity building, supporting countries to assess and address their needs in education and training, as well as providing networks for knowledge creation and exchange, improving tourism competitiveness, improving UNWTO members' competitiveness through knowledge creation and exchange, human resource development, and the promotion of excellence in areas such as policy planning, statistics, and market trends, and sustainable tourism development, marketing and promotion, product development, and risk and crisis management. The contribution of tourism to poverty reduction and achieving the SDGs by making tourism to work as a tool for development and promoting the inclusion of tourism in the development agenda, building partnerships, engaging with the private sector, regional and local tourism organizations, academia and research institutions, civil society, and the UN system to build more sustainable, responsible, and competitive tourism sector. It has the organization structure with members. An international organization, UNWTO, has 159 member states, which are nations, 6 associate members, 2 observers, and over 500 affiliate members. The UN General Assembly is the supreme organ of the organization. The Executive Council takes all measures in consultation with the Secretary General for the implementation of the decision and recommendations of the General Assembly and reports to the Assembly. UNWTO headquarters are based in Madrid, Spain. The Secretariat is led by the Secretary General and organized into departments covering issues such as sustainability, education, tourism trends and marketing, sustainable development, statistics, and the tourism satellite account, TSA, destination management, ethics and risk and crisis management. The Technological Cooperation and Silk Road Department carries out development projects in over 100 countries worldwide, while the regional departments for Africa, the Americas, Asia and the Pacific, Europe and the Middle East serve as a link between UNWTO and its 159 member states. The affiliate members department represents UNWTO's 500 plus affiliate members. The focus is on sustainable development, tourism that takes full account of its current and future economic, social, and environmental impacts, addressing the needs of the visitors, the industry, the environment, and host communities. The Tourism Market Intelligence and Competitiveness Department works to provide knowledge and strategic guide to support tourism, destinations, and the sector at large become more competitive and improve destination management through efficient policies and governance. Innovation and investments, harnessing innovation and digital advances, providing tourism with opportunities to improve inclusiveness, local community empowerment, and efficient resource management, amongst other objectives within the wider sustainable development agenda. The Ethics, Culture and Social Responsibility Department of the World Tourism Organization, UNWTO, a specialized agency of the United Nations, is tasked with the promotion of responsible, sustainable, and universally accessible tourism. Technical cooperation, the UNWTO Technical Cooperation and Services dedicates itself to meet the specific needs of the member states and to support them in their efforts to develop and promote the tourism industry as an engine for socio-economic growth and poverty elevation through the creation of employment. Official statistics provide an indispensable element in the information system of a democratic society, serving the government, the economy, and the public with data about the economic, demographic, social, and environmental situation. UNWTO Academy, tourism at an international level is expected to grow in coming years. That presents both an opportunity and a challenge at the same time. The opportunity is to invest and create job opportunities in tourism sector. The challenge is that in order to support expected growth and to achieve tourism sector competitiveness and sustainability, UNWTO member states need the right tourism human capital base that meets current and future markets demands and ultimately enhances competitiveness and sustainability of tourism destinations. In India, ITDC, which is a public sector undertaking under administrative control of the Ministry of Tourism, incorporated on October 1st, 1966, ITDC has played a key role in the development of tourism infrastructure in the country broadly, with the main objectives of the corporation: construction, management, and marketing of hotels and catering units, providing tourist transport facilities, providing duty-free shopping facilities to the tourists, providing entertainment facilities to the tourists, providing convention and conference facilities, providing consultancy cum management services and training for tourism and hospitality related program, production, distribution, and sale of tourist publicity material, promoting tourism through food festivals, fairs, and joint ventures in India and abroad. The corporation provides one-step solution for travel, tourism, and hospitality-related needs. At present, the corporation is running hotels, restaurants at various places for tourists, besides providing transport facilities. In addition, the corporation is engaged in production, distribution, and sale of tourist publicity literature and providing duty-free shopping facilities to the tourists, presently only at seaports. The corporation also has its presence in engineering-related consultancy services, and ACES division handles infrastructure-related project works for the center, various state governments, along with mounting of sound and light shows. Ashok Travel and Tours is a division which provides ticketing, tourist transport, tour packages, and cargo-related needs with reliable, affordable services and having pan-India presence. The Ashok Institute of Hospitality and Tourism Management of the corporation imparts training and education in the field of tourism and hospitality. Ashok Events is a leading event management agency handling conferences, exhibitions, workshops, seminars, and other national and international events. The authorized capital of the corporation is 150 crores and the paid-up capital as on 31st March 2023 is rupees 85.77 crores. The shareholding pattern as on 31st March 2023 is as under: the Government of India holding 87.03%, the Indian Hotels Company Limited 7.87%, other bodies corporate 0.12%, general public and employees etc. 2.81%, qualified institutional buyers 2.17%. Presently, ITDC, Indian Tourism Development Corporation Limited, has a network of 3 Ashok Group of hotels, 1 joint venture hotel, 1 restaurant, 5 ATT units, 14 duty-free shops at seaports. Besides, ITDC is also managing catering services at Western Court, Vignan Bhavan, Hyderabad House, and Parliament House. To reinvent itself in the changing scenario, ITDC, besides consolidating its remaining business area, diversified into new service-oriented businesses, activities like consultancy and execution of tourism and engineering projects, training education in the tourism and hospitality sectors, event management, and mounting of sound and light shows. Another institute under Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, Tourism and Hospitality Institute Management Systems, in short known as TIMS. Recognizing the importance of e-governance as a strategic tool for transforming the very process of governance, the Government of India initiated its e-governance plans with a view to provide more efficient and transparent quality of services to the people. The initiative has been successful in reducing the time and cost of delivery of services, enhancing accessibility and reducing corruption. At this point of time, when computer-based applications have taken over practically all facets of operations, be that in government or private sector, the Ministry of Tourism has developed the portal Tourism and Hospitality Institute Management System in collaboration with NIC to leverage the full potential of IT and ICT in its, as well as NCHMCT and IITDM's decision-making process, and also to enable all Ministry of Tourism sponsored institutes to conduct their day-to-day operations through this system, as it offers real-time data management and information retrieval through a common platform. And to promote tourism, e-visa services have been restored, and Indian e-visa service has been restored for nationals of 165 eligible countries. All currently valid e-visas with respect to 165 countries stand restored after COVID. We'll resume in a minute.
दुनिया में लोग कई धर्मों को मानते हैं, लेकिन उन सब में हिंदू धर्म सबसे प्राचीन धर्म माना जाता है। भारत में ये हजारों सालों से कायम है, जहां एक से दूसरे छोर तक अनगिनत मंदिर देखने में आते हैं। लेकिन दक्षिण भारत के पहाड़ों की चोटी पर शान से खड़ा एक मंदिर उन हिंदू धार्मिक स्थलों में से एक है, जहां दुनिया भर से सबसे ज्यादा तीर्थयात्री आते हैं।
यहाँ आते ही जैसे आप भगवान से जुड़ जाते हैं।
अब नेशनल जियोग्राफिक आपको ले जा रहा है एक पैनोरामिक टूर पर, वो सब दिखाने जो मंदिर में होता है। देखिए शानदार परंपराएं और तिरुमला ब्रह्मोत्सव का जोश से भरा जश्न। श्री वेंकटेश्वर स्वामी के तिरुमला मंदिर में प्रदेश राज्य में मौजूद तिरुपति पहली नजर में मॉडर्न इंडिया की किसी भी अर्बन सिटी की तरह चहल पहल से भरा दिखता है, लेकिन ये जाना जाता है सदियों पुराने आध्यात्मिक स्वर्ग के द्वार के तौर पर। तिरुपति वो जगह है जहां से शुरू होती है चढ़ाई, शेषाचलम या 7 हिल्स के पहाड़ों की। 8,000 स्क्वायर किलोमीटर्स में फैले ये पहाड़ 50 करोड़ साल पुराने हैं। इन खूबसूरत पहाड़ों से गुजरकर सफर पहुंचता है टेम्पल टाउन तिरुमला में। दुनिया भर में बसे 1 अरब से ज्यादा हिंदुओं में से ज्यादातर के लिए ये टेम्पल टाउन बहुत मायने रखता है। समुद्र तल से करीब 2500 फीट ऊंचाई पर मौजूद तिरुमला धरती के उन हिंदू तीर्थों में से एक है जहां सबसे ज्यादा लोग आते हैं। यहाँ रोजाना औसतन 60 से 70 हजार लोग आते हैं। खास मौकों पर तो लोगों की तादाद 1 लाख से भी ज्यादा हो जाती है। सबकी एक ही इच्छा होती है, उस मंदिर में जाना जो समर्पित है भगवान श्री वेंकटेश्वर स्वामी को। 15वीं सदी के कवि और संत अन्नमाचार्य की रचनाएं भगवान को ही समर्पित हैं। लेकिन श्री वेंकटेश्वर स्वामी की गाथा तो और भी प्राचीन है। त्रिदेवों के माइथोलॉजिकल कॉन्सेप्ट के बारे में जानने के लिए हमें उन हिंदू ग्रंथों के प्राचीन पन्नों पर नजर डालनी होगी जिनका नाम है पुराण। विष्णु सृष्टि के पालनहार, फिर है ब्रह्मा सृजनहार और शिव सृष्टि के संहारकर्ता। तिरुमला मंदिर भगवान विष्णु को समर्पित है। मंदिर के 4 मुख्य पुजारियों में से एक भगवान के महत्व के बारे में बताते हैं।
विष्णु एक नाम नहीं है, बल्कि ये तो स्वयं में ही सुप्रीम एनर्जी हैं, जो पूरे ब्रह्मांड और उसके पार भी मौजूद हैं। त्रिदेव में एक ही एनर्जी के 3 स्वरूप हैं। ये है सृजनकर्ता, पालक और तीसरा है पूरी सृष्टि का विनाश करने वाला।
जैसा कि ग्रंथ बताते हैं, बीते युगों में विष्णु कई बार धरती पर आए थे, मनुष्य और पशु दोनों के रूप में। इसका कई तरह से उल्लेख मिलता है, लेकिन कहानी जो भी हो, सब में ये बात जरूर सामने आती है, आखिरकार विष्णु श्री वेंकटेश्वर स्वामी के रूप में अवतरित हुए और सबके कल्याण के लिए तिरुमला में ही बस गए। ये ही वो भगवान हैं जो यहाँ गर्भगृह में विराजे हुए हैं, जिनके दर्शनों के लिए रोजाना हजारों लोग यहाँ आते हैं। तिरुमला मंदिर द्रविड़ियन आर्किटेक्चर की उस शैली की एक शानदार मिसाल है जो 7वीं सदी की है। इस आर्किटेक्चर में खास होते हैं विशाल पिरामिड जैसे स्ट्रक्चर्स, जिन्हें कहते हैं गोपुरम, और पिलर्ड हॉल्स, जिन्हें कहते हैं मंडपम।
गोपुरम और पिलर्ड वॉल्स पर खास तरह के इंस्क्रिप्शंस और हाथ से तराशी मूर्तियां दिखती हैं, जो अलग-अलग डायनेस्टीज की कहानियां कहती हैं। तिरुमला ने 9th सेंचुरी में पल्लव डायनेस्टी से लेकर 11th सेंचुरी में तंजौर की चोल डायनेस्टी देखी। 14th और 15th सेंचुरी में ये टेम्पल टाउन विजयनगर डायनेस्टी के प्रभाव में रहा। 1800 से 20th सेंचुरी के फर्स्ट क्वार्टर तक ब्रिटिश एम्पायर ने यहाँ से टैक्स वसूला था। आखिरकार 1933 में एक स्पेशल लेजिस्लेटिव एक्ट पास हुआ और मंदिर और उससे जुड़ी गतिविधियों की देखरेख के लिए एक ऑटोनॉमस बॉडी बनाई गई। नाम दिया गया तिरुमला तिरुपति देवस्थानम या TTD। मुख्य मंदिर करीब 2.2 एकर्स में फैला है। इसकी लेंथ है 415 फीट और विड्थ 263 फीट। श्रद्धालु महाद्वारम से अंदर आते हैं, जो है 50 फीट ऊंचा बाहरी गोपुरम। यहाँ वो एक खुले कोर्टयार्ड में दाखिल होते हैं, जहाँ लगा है एक चमकता फ्लैग स्टाफ, जिसका नाम है ध्वजस्तंभम। अंदर जाते हुए बाईं तरफ है रंगनायक मंडपम और दाईं तरफ आईना महल यानी आईनों का हॉल, जो अंतहीन इमेजेस झलकाता है। श्रद्धालु वेंडी वाकिली से गुजरते हैं, जो मुख्य गर्भगृह का सिल्वर एंट्रेंस है। इसके बाद उनके सामने होता है बंगारू वाकिली या गोल्डन एंट्रेंस। बंगारू वाकिली के अंदर ही वो सीमा है जिसके आगे ज्यादातर श्रद्धालु नहीं जा सकते। यहाँ एक के बाद एक कई अंधेरे मंडपों के बाद दिखता है भीतरी गर्भगृह। वहाँ तक जाते हर चैम्बर की चौड़ाई कम होती जाती है। बहुत से लोग मानते हैं कि चौड़ाई का ये घटते जाना आत्मा के परमात्मा की कोख तक के सफर का प्रतीक है। शायद इसीलिए सबसे अंदर के उस स्थान को संस्कृत में गर्भगृह या वूम्ब लाइक चेम्बर कहते हैं, जहाँ भगवान निवास करते हैं।
भगवान को सभी प्राकृतिक तत्वों जैसे हवा, धूप, बारिश और तूफान से सुरक्षित रखना होता है, ताकि अंदर सुप्रीम एनर्जी बनी रहे। और गर्भगृह, जो कि उनका अपना निवास स्थान है, इसलिए केवल विशेष पुजारी ही वहां प्रवेश कर सकते हैं और बाकी श्रद्धालुओं को उस सीमा से बाहर रहना होता है।
श्रद्धालुओं को बंगारू वाकिली के अंदर अपनी नजरों की सीध में ध्यान लगाए रखना होता है। अगर किस्मत ने साथ दिया तो वहां से हटने से पहले उन्हें कुछ सेकंड्स के लिए दर्शन मिल जाते हैं।
Dear friends, the overall feedback form has been raised in the Zoom platform in the form of polls. We request everyone to quickly fill and submit the feedback form, which is mandatory for the e-certificate, and the registration link has been shared in the chat box. We request everyone, those who have not registered, to register for the international seminar. And from today onwards, daily, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, till September 30th, we have daily international seminars commemorating various events. We request everyone to register on daily basis, because every day there is a different event and there is a different certificate involved. For every event, there is a formalities that needs to be completed to be eligible for the benefits. So we request everyone to complete the formalities in time so that there is no delay in certificates. Till yesterday's seminars, all the certificates who have completed their formalities in time have been issued and updated on the website. You can download certificates from the website. If you can't find your certificate on the website, that means some of the formalities are not completed, or if completed are not complete or not valid, or there may be certain concerns regarding the formalities completion. So you are requested to resubmit and recomplete the formalities at the earliest so that the certificates can be reissued or certificates can be generated in the next batch of pending certificates. From our side, organizer sides, we do not have any pending certificates where the formalities have been completed in time. So if you have delayed, or if you have not completed, or if you have not opted certificates, then you can always, we are there always to help everyone. But the only factor is the time factor, time constraint. So we request everyone to quickly complete the formalities before the event starts, or maximum before the event concludes, so that it's easier for us to complete the certificates from our end in time. So thank you everyone for joining us. See you all tomorrow. And we have also started a WhatsApp channel for everyone. We request everyone will be more active in WhatsApp. From now onwards, we request everyone to follow our WhatsApp channel. The link has been shared in the social media and also it's available on the website. Request everyone to join. And in October first week, you will be getting an common registration form. So everyone who has attended, who has been part in the entire webinar series from past 3 years, are requested to register so that you will get a membership ID where you can use that ID to make correspondence or communication so that it is easier for getting certificates. So that is a one-time registration process where you have to provide all your credentials, and once verified, you will be issued a membership number which is free of charge. You will become free member. Then onwards, it is easy for you. Once you quote your basic details, we will be able to verify, and for every registration or certificate, if you have any queries, you can quote your registration number. As every time we need to verify all the details, it is also from your end and from our end. If you are not able to complete, or if you are not completing in time, it is delaying the process. So to avoid that, initially we have actually that system in place, but we have observed that participants are not taking care enough to fill the details correctly, and there are a lot of discrepancies, and our system is designed in such a way that it exactly matches the details entered. So we have observed, due to that, lot of the system is generating a lot of errors, or it is not able to match the details because of the discrepancies. So to avoid all these things, we are planning to introduce the single point registration system where you can use that membership number along with basic details for upcoming events. So the form will be available from October first week, and this system might be incorporated in October after receiving the details. Again, it depends on, this system has to be implemented only when all the existing participants, presenters, if they update. Otherwise, there will be an issue that will not be able to permit without that registration number or membership number. So we will see based on the response. We will also send emails to all previous participants and also presenters. So if we are able to get good response and everyone completes their free registration and everyone obtains membership, then we will shorten the form also, registration form, so that you need not fill all the details every time. Instead, you can provide basic details along with your membership ID, and as it is already verified, so you can just register with a very simple form. So we also, from our side, we can also reduce time in verification every time, so that once verified, it stands valid for all the upcoming sessions. But when your credentials are changing, or when you are changing your organization, when you are getting promoted or you are transferred to other departments, in such cases, you have to resubmit your details so that it gets reflected on the certificate. So you have to keep your data updated as and when there is any change, so that it reflects on the certificate and also in the proceedings. So thank you everyone for joining us. See you all tomorrow. Take care. Good night.
एक 156 एकड़ में फैला यह है दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा हिंदू मंदिर, जहां पूजे जाते हैं विष्णु के अवतार भगवान रंगनाथ। तमिलनाडु के श्रीरंगम डिस्ट्रिक्ट में बना है श्री रंगनाथ स्वामी टेम्पल। आपको शायद विश्वास न हो, पर यह मंदिर वेटिकन सिटी से भी बड़ा है। जी हाँ, लगभग 110 एकड़ में बसा ये देश एरिया के मामले में रंगनाथ स्वामी मंदिर से छोटा है। और अगर आप भी मेरी तरह फिटनेस फ्रीक हैं, तो इस मंदिर के 10 किलोमीटर लंबे कॉरिडोर्स में लगभग 13,000 स्टेप्स तो चल ही लेंगे, है ना? चलिए अब इस विशाल मंदिर के परिसर की ओर नजर घुमाते हैं। श्री रंगनाथ स्वामी मंदिर में 7 कंसेंट्रिक एंक्लोजर्स हैं। आखिरी वाला तो 3 किलोमीटर लंबा है। अंदर के 5 एंक्लोजर्स में मंदिर है और बाहर वाले 2 में समझो एक छोटा सा शहर बसा हुआ है। भाई वाह, ये मंदिर तो बिल्कुल एक टाउनशिप जैसा है। अब देखिए मंदिर का एक और खूबसूरत आकर्षण, द्रविडियन स्टाइल में बने इसके गोपुरम।
गोपुरम दक्षिण भारत में प्रवेश का द्वार रहता है और कुल मिलाकर यहाँ पर 21 गोपुरम की स्थापना करी।
और ये है गोपुरम का राजा गोपुरम। 236 फीट ऊंचा ये दुनिया का दूसरा सबसे बड़ा टेम्पल टावर है। पता है, ये इंडिया गेट से लगभग 100 फीट ऊंचा है। अच्छा, अब एक और मजेदार बात सुनिए।
तो 1920 से लेके अभी मतलब कि 1987 तक नई बिल्डिंग्स वहां पर बनती गई हैं। इस मंदिर में जिस तरीके से नई बिल्डिंग्स की स्थापना हो रही है, आज तक कहीं नहीं देखा गया।
वैसे इस मंदिर में एक और बहुत ही खास बात है। इसके अलग अलग हिस्से विभिन्न साम्राज्यों के दौर में बनाए गए हैं। मंदिर की जो इमारत हम आज देख रहे हैं उसमें चोला, पांड्या, होयसाला और विजयनगर साम्राज्यों द्वारा किए गए अनेक बदलावों की झलक मिलती है।
इस मंदिर की खूबसूरती ये है कि आपको हर काल की कोई एक अलग बिल्डिंग आपको देखने को मिलेगी इसकी बाउंड्री के अंदर।
लेकिन मंदिर की खूबियां यहाँ खत्म नहीं होती। यहाँ सैकड़ों मूर्तियां, नेचुरल डाई से बनी पेंटिंग्स और एंशिएंट इंस्क्रिप्शंस हैं जो बीते वक्त में वापस ले जाते हैं।
इस पर तो मतलब कि एक पीएचडी क्या अनेक पीएचडी लिखी जा सकती हैं, क्योंकि हर काल के आपको शिलालेख वहां पर मिलते हैं।
वाकई श्री रंगनाथ स्वामी मंदिर का एक एक पत्थर भारत के इतिहास और कला का प्रतीक है। मुझे नहीं लगता ऐसा मंदिर कहीं और मिलेगा। It happens only in India.